Hello and welcome to Some of the Answers with Jen and Jamie. This is the official podcast of Third Eye Family Solutions, where we help you find a new perspective that will empower you to live a life of your dreams. Each week, we explore topics that are designed to help you face the challenges that come with life. We don't have all of the answers, but we do have some of them. So join us as we share our thoughts, ideas, and advice to bring your ideal self into focus. Hello and welcome. Okay, y'all, this is funny. So, first of all, I've been laughing this morning because our podcast, which used to come out every other week, is now on a schedule of about once a month. So, that is what it is. Enjoy it. I record content whenever I can, and right now, once a month seems to be it. And here's why I'm really like giggling to myself, and I'll let you in on the joke. So I was thinking about what is it really that that there is to talk about right now, right? And I've noticed this thing that's been happening for myself, but for people all around me, my clients, my friends, my family. It's this treadmill of life that we all get on where we're chasing after what's next, right? And when we're busy chasing after what's next, and I'm going to talk all about that in a minute, but we miss out on what's going on right now. So why I'm laughing right now is because this morning I set everything up to record, and I decided to use a slightly different setup, right? We'll just say that for simplicity. And what I did not do is keep myself present enough to remember to test that setup before I went full out and recorded everything. So I recorded a nice 15-minute podcast, and I clicked the button, and I was able to download 5 seconds at a time of that podcast. So, being present, being mindful really makes a difference. I learned a whole nother new lesson about that this morning. If you're going to change your setup, make sure you test it before you go through and talk all about things and, record what would have been a brilliant podcast. This will be brilliant too, but that one was even more brilliant, right? Or maybe it wasn't. Who knows? It was brilliant, but it's lost. So I'm laughing about that because I'm talking about today about being present, not chasing after what's next. And I was so, I don't know, I went on automatic pilot, right? Which is literally the opposite of what I'm about to talk about. So automatic pilot, not good, don't do it. All right, so what do I mean by chasing after what's next? So here's what I'm talking about. And I noticed I was doing this just for myself. So I will share with you all about the ways that this was showing up for me personally. So there's this thing that we do in our culture, right? We talk a lot about how the thing that's coming up next is going to be better. It's going to be easier. It's going to be less stressful. It's going to be more relaxing. It's going to be calmer. It's going to be whatever, right? Whatever version of better. So, in 2020, there was a lot of like, okay, don't worry, 2021 will be a much better year. And, for some people it was, and for some people it wasn't, because it's still a bunch of human beings living life on a planet. And there's things that are better than the year before and things that are worse and things that are just the same and don't change, right? We talk about things like, well, once we get through the holidays, things will slow down. Or once I get this raise, my finances will be in the zone, right? I'll be all good to go. Or after this wedding or whatever big thing it is that you're planning, after we get through the stress of that, things will calm down. It'll be life a little bit easier. Once the kids are back to school, or once I get on this vacation that I've been planning, right? Once I get on the cruise ship or on the airplane or on the beach or into the car for the road trip, whatever it is, then things will be great, right? And I was actually looking for this meme that I had seen because I wanted the exact language of it. And what was funny is as I was looking, I found literally, I don't even know the number, but it was like, some number of millions of memes for the search terms that I'd put in that were all the same thing. It was, can't wait for the weekend, or it's almost Friday, or, next week, or next year, or next month, or next fill in the blank, right? And the one I was looking for is, and I did find it, took a minute, but I did find it. It says, adulthood is saying, but after this week, things will slow down a bit, over and over again until you die. And it's funny, but it's not, right? Like it's funny because it's silly and goofy, and we could all kind of relate to all those moments where we've said, yeah, it's after this week, things will slow down, right? After next week or after the holiday or after the whatever, things will slow down and the life will be a little calmer and easier. And there's some truths to those. If you're planning a big event like a wedding, yeah, you're not going to have all that planning to do and all that stress that comes along with it and all the decision making. Once it's over, it's over. And that set of stuff to deal with will no longer be on your plate. But the reality is, and this is where it was showing up for myself, right? I kind of overscheduled myself for this week. I have a lot of clients coming in this week. Had a really big day yesterday. Have a huge day today, right? And we were joking about it last night. My husband said to me, "You should really have a talk with that scheduler. She's not doing a great job." Well, the scheduler is me. I'm the one who did that. I'm 100% responsible for the the fullness of my schedule this week. But I was having that thought, right? I was looking at my schedule about halfway through the day yesterday, and looking how many more people were coming in yesterday, and then looking at today, and I thought, "Whew, boy, this is a lot." But next week it'll be a little calmer, it'll be a little easier. And I clicked over the schedule to next week, and next week is just as full. And I did that too, right? I'm responsible for that as well. And, I laughed about it. And then I went into my calendar. And for the following week, I scheduled in some breaks to make sure that I didn't do that again. I did learn, right? I am teachable, I'm trainable. I did learn from I don't even want to call them mistakes, but I learned from my actions, right? And so, I have things in place for the future that will keep me from overscheduling and allow me to have a little more breathing room in my day. And, it's not that I'm incapable of taking care of my clients on a full schedule, but it's a lot easier and it's a lot less exhausting when I give myself a little time to breathe here and there, right? So, I was doing that same thing. I was doing that same thing of going, okay, but next week, oh, okay, no, actually, next week is just as full and huge as this week is, just as much to deal with. So as I saw myself doing that, I was thinking about, okay, what is it for myself and what is it that I recommend to clients all the time that keeps us from being stuck on that chasing the next thing, looking forward to everything else so much that we're missing out on what's going on right now. So for myself, and again, I recommend this to clients all the time, and people do what they do. Some of them take the recommendation, some of them do not, and that's fine. I have a practice every day of spending time getting present, getting connected to my body, and noticing what I'm experiencing and what I feel grateful for right now. Some days it's 5 minutes. Some days 5 minutes is all I can manage. There's too much going on. I'm trying to get out of the house, and the kids are doing this, and the dogs, and da 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 da. And other days it's 10, and I aim for 15. But even if I can only get in 5 minutes, 5 minutes is better than 0 minutes, right? So in that 5 minutes, what do I do? Well, I sit. I make sure I'm going to be uninterrupted. I take a few deep breaths. I get present to my body. And sometimes my body has little messages for me. This morning, in that practice, I noticed how much my lower back was hurting. And I know exactly why it's hurting. It's hurting because of that chair right there. And if you're watching this on video, you see I'm pointing over here to my left. If not, I'm pointing to my left. It's the chair where I spend most of my day sitting and talking with my clients. This chair at my desk, for those of you that I meet on Zoom, is a whole different story. It's really designed to support my back. That one is not. So after a really long day like yesterday, my back hurts. So I had this message from my body. My lower back really hurts. Guess what? I've got some actions to take to make sure that that's not an ongoing issue for me, right? And then once I get present to my body, I start with a practice of what am I grateful for? What am I thankful for? What am I enjoying in my life right now? And this morning as I was doing that, there were a couple things that came up. One was I'm grateful for the fact that there are so many new clients coming onto my schedule right now. I mean, yeah, I overfilled the schedule itself, but I'm grateful for the people who have reached out, who have trusted us, who have, taken the steps to take care of themselves, and who have given us an opportunity to support them. I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful for all the work that I did over the last few years to have our practice be one where, we both have really full schedules. Jamie and I both have, amazing clients that we work with, and we don't have to do any work to have more people come in, right? We sort of we created the funnel. It already exists, and we don't do much of anything to make that happen now, right? And that wasn't always the case, and I'm grateful for the work I put in. I also found myself being really grateful for my dogs. I came home last night really tired. It was a long, full day, and both of the puppies wanted to snuggle up with me and help me feel better, right? It's not that I felt bad. I just felt very full and very tired, and they both wanted to come and snuggle and make me feel good. Um, and as I was doing my practice this morning, I had one of them kind of snuggled up to my side, and I just felt a lot of gratitude for her presence and for the fact that we have these two sweet, wonderful, empathetic dogs who love to come and be with the people in the house who need them, right? Um, and lastly, I just noticed a lot of gratitude for partnership. So, my partnership with my husband, my partnership with my children, my partnership with Jamie here at Third Eye Family Solutions, my partnership with my business coach, my partnership with so many people that my partnership with the person that takes care of my 8-year-old while I'm working. There's just so many people that I've created partnership with, and together, we have life work, right? So, when we take those moments to be present to what we're experiencing right now. And by the way, that's the last step of my practice, right? So, breathing, get in touch with my body. What am I grateful for? And then what am I experiencing right now? And sometimes what shows up is I'm just present to all that gratitude. Other time what shows up is a worry or a concern. And then when I'm done with that mindfulness practice, I can look and go, okay, this worry showed up, right? I had a worry show up yesterday morning as I was doing that about some of the people that were on my schedule, and did I have time in the schedule for the new clients coming in to go over their paperwork before they showed up at the door, right? It was a worry. So I was able to actually look at the clock and go, you know what, I could do that right now in 15 minutes for the day, and at least get a quick reminder for myself of who these people are and what kind of support they need, right? So sometimes with the worries or concerns, we can just address them, or other times we have to put things on the schedule to address them, or find ways to take care of them and whatever. Other time what shows up is just, joy and silliness, and sometimes it's annoyance, and sometimes it's tiredness. It doesn't matter. The point is being present to what you're feeling and experiencing in that moment. And when we spend all of our time chasing what's next, we miss out on what's going on right now. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have things coming up to be excited about, right? I'm the kind of person that needs a vacation or two in the calendar at all times so that I know when my next break is. I know when my next, time to connect with my husband is, or my next time to play with the kids uninterrupted by life, my next adventure, my next exploration. I need that, right? And it's great to have things to look forward to. So please don't hear this as don't have things to look forward to, because we all need those. But also don't let the focus on chasing that and looking forward to that and being excited about that let you miss out on what's happening right now. I mean, even right in this very moment, right? I'm in my office. It's a little stuffy in here. When I'm done recording, it's like a concern that shows up, right? When I'm done recording, I'm going to go turn the temperature down a little bit. But I'm also enjoying the sunshine that's coming in, right? You can kind of see the shadow there if you're watching this on video. Enjoying the sunshine that's coming in through the window. I'm getting kind of a giggle out of the fact that my hair has faded to these colors that practically blend in and camouflage with the painting behind my head. That's entertaining for me. I'm getting a giggle out of that, right? And I could be so focused on, oh my gosh, how long is this podcast? Oh gosh, 14 and a half minutes. I better hurry up. Or it's 11:12. I've got a client coming in at 11:30. I better hurry so I can get this done before they show up. I could be focused on all those things. And clearly those thoughts are there, right? They just popped right up when I said that out loud. But I'm also enjoying sitting here. I'm enjoying the sunshine. I'm enjoying the silliness of my hair camouflaged. And I'm looking forward to the rest of my day, but I'm also not so focused on the rest of the day that I'm missing out on right now. So I invite you to take on some kind of practice like that, even if it's just, putting on your social media pages, whatever social media account you're using, some things that you're grateful for each day, something that has you present to now so that you don't spend all of life looking for what's next. All right. Well, speaking of what's next, we'll be back. I'll be back. We'll be back. We'll see in either a week or 2 weeks or a month. We'll see how it goes this time. And until then, be well, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Some of the Answers. To learn more about Jen, Jamie, or Third Eye Family Solutions, log on to thirdeyefamilysolutions.com. That's third, THIRDIEYE, familysolutions.com. Some of the Answers podcasts can be found on Spotify, iTunes, Google Music, Stitcher, and Podbean. This podcast is the property of Third Eye Family Solutions, copyright 2020, and the music is owned fully by Gabe Schwartz. Join us next time for Some of the Answers.